Good morning, students. Let us continue chapter 3 of history, the Delhi Sultanate. Today we will start the third dynasty of Delhi Sultanate. It was Tughlaq dynasty. Ghiyasuddin was the first ruler of the Tughlaq dynasty. He was a capable military commander. He suppressed many rebellions and consolidated the empire. Means he made this empire very strong. He was succeeded by Muhammad bin Tughlaq, his son. Now the next ruler of Tughlaq dynasty was Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He succeeded his father Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. He was very learned man. He had deep knowledge in philosophy, logic, mathematics and medicine. He knew several languages also like Persian, Arabic and Turkish. He also knew Sanskrit. Here you can see a picture. It shows Ibn Battuta and Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Now let us know who was Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta was a traveler, visited India during Muhammad bin Tughlaq's period, and he came from Morocco. Morocco is a place in Africa. The main source of information about the period are the records of a Moroccan traveler, Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta lived in the court of Muhammad bin Tughlaq for many years. He tells us that the king was a man of great ideas. He thought of many ambitious schemes. However, he did not implement his ideas properly. Therefore, his plans failed. So let us see his first idea or plan. Transfer of capital. Muhammad bin Tughlaq decided to transfer his capital from Delhi to Devgiri and he changed its name Daulatabad. There were two reasons behind this. First you see the picture, the map, and see Delhi is situated in the north and Daulatabad nowadays in Maharashtra. You can see in this map Devgiri or Daulatabad and Delhi also. So he shifted his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. What were the reason behind this? Let us see. Muhammad bin Tughlaq thought that it would be a better place to administer and control the empire because Daulatabad was centrally located, means located in the middle of India. That's why he thought that he can control the whole India in better way. Second, the Mongols constantly threatened Delhi. Daulatabad would never have such a problem. As you know, Delhi is situated very near to the northwest from where the Mongol attack took place. So, he wanted to save his capital from Mongol attack. That's why he shifted his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad because Daulatabad was in South India. Now, Muhammad bin Tughlaq instructed the entire population of Delhi to leave the city and move to Daulatabad. The people resented the idea of shifting to Daulatabad. The journey to Daulatabad was long and arduous. Soon he realized that it was impossible to keep a check on the northern frontiers from Daulatabad. So he ordered the people to march back. The kingdoms of the Deccan saw this as a sign of a weak sultanate and began to assert their independence. So, again he returned back to Delhi because later he felt that he can't control Mongol attack from Daulatabad. His next or second idea was taxation in Doab. In order to increase revenue collection, Sultan raised taxes on the peasants of the Doab region. Doab was a region between Ganga and Yamuna river. Doab is an Arabic word. Do means two, Ab means water. Means a land between two rivers was called Doab. And it was a very fertile land. Doab region was a very fertile land, and that's why he increased the revenue collection. But that year only, Doab was facing a severe famine during this period. To raise taxes at such a time was a big mistake. Peasants abandoned their land, so the Sultan had to finally withdraw his orders. So in this way you can see that this plan was also failed. And his third idea was introduction of token currency. Muhammad bin Tughlaq introduced token coins in brass and copper. These could be exchanged for silver coins at any time from the royal treasury. The copper and brass coins had the same value as silver tanka. That time the money was called tanka, but or coin was called tanka. But he failed to check forgery. Means illegally people started making coins at their houses. This was called forgery. People started minting coins illegally. As a result, trade suffered. Foreign merchants refused to accept the token currency, and the Sultan had to give silver coins in exchange for forged coins. The treasury became empty. So, his token currency plan was also failed completely, and his treasury became empty. His last idea was Khurasan expedition. Khurasan was a land in Afghanistan. In order to expand his empire, Muhammad bin Tughlaq decided to conquer Khurasan. He mobilized a huge army and spent a large amount of money to equip it with weapons. Later, he hastily abandoned the expedition. The army that was raised was disbanded. Muhammad bin Tughlaq became very unpopular because of his scheme. He lost the trust of common people, the nobles and the ulema. Revolts broke out in Bengal, Gujarat and Warangal. The Sultan lost control of the empire and he died in 1357 of illness. Now see what is given here. Did you know? Muhammad Tughlaq appointed Aziz Kumar, a wine distiller, Firoz Hazam, a barber, Manka Tabbak, a cook, Lada and Pira, gardeners, to high administrative posts. Ziauddin Barni, the famous chronicler, reported their appointments as a sign of Sultan's loss of political judgment and his incapacity to rule. So, whatever decision he took, it was also not liked by the people. And that's why he was a very unpopular ruler. Whether he was very scholar man, but he was very unpopular. Now the last Tughlaq ruler, Firoz Shah Tughlaq. After the death of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Firoz Shah Tughlaq became the Sultan. He realized that various measures adopted by Muhammad bin Tughlaq had displeased the ulema and the nobility. He therefore adopted some measures to appease the ulema and the nobles. Means he wanted to make them happy, and that's why he took various decisions. He increased the salary of nobles and gave bigger jagirs to them. Jagirs means land. Soon the nobles and the ulema became very powerful and began to influence the policies of the kingdom. Firoz Shah Tughlaq introduced many welfare schemes for his people also. He dug new tanks to store water for agricultural purposes. He repaired older tanks prepared by Iltutmish and Alauddin Khalji. He dug canals from the river Yamuna and Satluj. These canals irrigated a large area of land. He constructed 30 mosques, 40 buildings for educational institutions, hospitals, public baths, wells, and bridges. New cities were also built during his reign. Firoz Shah was a deeply religious man. He withdrew taxes that were against the spirit of Islam. He removed all pictures from walls of the palaces. He prohibited women from visiting the tombs of holy saints. The death of Firoz Shah led to a war of succession. Last Tughlaq ruler Mahmud Nasiruddin ruled from AD 1395 to 1413. The invasion of Mongol ruler Timur in AD 1398 sealed the fate of the Tughlaq dynasty. Means after that Tughlaq dynasty came to an end. He invaded India and looted Delhi. He killed thousands of people. Before leaving Delhi, Timur appointed Khizr Khan as his deputy in India. In this way, the Tughlaq dynasty came to an end. A new dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, started ruling in India. Khizr Khan conquered Delhi in 1414 and the rule of the Sayyid dynasty began. So about Sayyid dynasty we will study in the next class. Thank you. Have a good day.